Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Wyrock. And in today's episode, we're asking the question, is your kid going to jail? This is prompted by a Washington Post article that was looking at the rise of online threats from teenagers towards their school. It's looking at one 2-week section after a particular school shooting happened in Appalachia High School. After that, in 2 weeks after that, there were 500 arrests of teenagers who made online threats against their school. Everything from I'm going to shoot up the school to a list of kids they were going to kill to bomb threats and things of that nature. Now, overwhelmingly, these instances were just kids saying stupid things on the internet. They had no plan, no weapons, no real animus, just responding to what was in the news, probably some attention seeking and being ridiculous. But nonetheless, because law enforcement is increasingly blamed after the fact when a school shooting takes place, they're beginning to take these online comments seriously. In fact, one sheriff in Florida swore publicly to his community that if your child makes an online threat, we are not only going to show up at your house, we're going to arrest them, we're going to perp walk them, and we're going to make sure that it lives on the internet forever. That's because law enforcement can't assume that a kid making a comment online is a joke. They have to chase it down. It actually results in millions of dollars in both law enforcement efforts and school security efforts to respond to threats annually. This is a big conversation, not just about violence and school shooting, but also about teaching kids, raising kids in an internet era, teaching them the importance of being careful about what they say, that the line between thinking something and tweeting or posting or sharing something needs to be a lot further than it usually is for them. Now, you know, on this podcast, I'm on the record that I don't think your children should be on social media. But if you disagree with me and you decide to let them use social media, you need to at least make sure you're having conversations with them about a few things the Bible reinforces time and time again. Like, for example, the power of words and the consequences. You know, the book of James compares the tongue to a wildfire. I mean, his point is that the wrong word at the wrong time to the wrong person can set your world ablaze. And that was, by the way, what happened for each one of these kids who were sitting in their pajamas at 4 o'clock in the morning when the police come and knock on their door. Words really do have consequences. They really can shape our world. We also have to be mindful, by the way, of the stuff our kids are taking in. Even if it's the news about school shootings that we are processing with them, but television, movies, music. Look, Proverbs tells us to guard our heart, Proverbs 4, because from it flow the springs of life. What goes into your child's mind and heart will eventually come out. So when they make a stupid comment online and the police are at your door and you wonder, how did we get here? Well, you got there by letting them take in content that was slowly and surely shaping them in a negative direction. The truth is, daily discipleship of your children, parents, is your job. Proverbs 22 says to train a child up in the way he should go and he won't depart from it. But that training is a daily kind of thing. Deuteronomy 6, put the scriptures on your doorposts, your doorways, your eyelids, your forehead, your hands, saturating your home with meaningful and intentional conversations about the holiness of God, about sin, about loving our neighbor, about violence, about anger, about what to do when we're bitter towards towards someone else. These are the kind of day in and day out conversations that aren't happening in these homes, and you better make sure are happening in your homes. Look, Galatians 6 says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, that you're also going to reap." The truth is, if we sow parental laziness, if we outsource shaping and molding our children, then the next door the police knock on might just be yours. And when that happens, don't ask, "Who can I blame?" Look in the mirror. The discipleship work that you need to do to avoid that outcome starts today. And by the way, that's not just true for parents. It's true for children's ministry volunteers, for youth ministry volunteers, for grandma and grandpa, uncle and aunts, older men and women who have to begin to speak into the lives of younger people, because no one else ever thought their kid was going to tweet that and go to jail. But they were surprised, and you shouldn't be. Words have consequences. Teach your kids. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of Wake Up, Look Up. While you're here, take a minute to like and subscribe. It really helps us get the word out. Don't hesitate to leave a review wherever you might find this podcast on an audio level and help spread the word. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content we have at Christ Community Chapel on YouTube. Some of those videos are popping up on the screen now. Click on one.